By the very slim chance that I am Ditto Day retired, we now have Mimi. Did you know that cows chew twice? Gives me summer vibes. Concerns of whether or not you're going to make it. Hello everyone, happy Wednesday and welcome back to the channel. As you can see here, my sleep session, I got 100% sleep score. Let's go right into picking everything up. I've already synced my sleep. Let's take a look at the sneaky snacking. Alright, so I thought because my Quack Squabble is level 60, in my head I was like, oh, maybe it's a good idea to put him on overnight. Maybe it's going to perform like my Gengar, who is also an ingredient farmer. Wrong. It did worse than Ophelia. So yeah, maybe not the best to be experimental on week 2 of this event. I wish there was a way for us to view this stamp card on the app to see where we are. Let's pop everyone's skills. Oh, Espeon only triggered once today. So Gengar is doing really good with mushrooms and berries. I'm almost full in my ingredient bag though. Alright, well, we are at Master 3. We did good progress and I need to free up some space, so let me just cook a meal real quick for my Snorlax. And it is not a crit meal. But 61k is still good. Very happy with that. Alright, so that bumped us up to Master 4. We are halfway through Master 4, so it looks like we are on good track to reach Master 6 by the end of today. Let's see, Cresselia double triggered, really good. Actually, Cresselia, I plopped it on my team last night. Well, when I swapped out my team, right? Ooh, look at all those berries. And it triggered its skill twice as well. Not a double trigger, but twice right before I went to bed, which was really nice. Honestly, I feel like it triggers more often than my Gardevoir. Let's do the sleep report. Alright, session 627. We got dozing type sleep. I never am too fussy about the sleep style. I just kind of let my sleep tracker do whatever. We got 104 million. Alright, we got a Muna there. I have been pronouncing it Muna because the U kind of throws me off, but I saw people online say it's pronounced Muna, which I guess makes sense, I think. So I'm gonna say Muna. But there is our Cresselia, not a shiny, and actually no shinies here whatsoever. So that is all 9 sleep styles that I've already unlocked. Let's see if anyone shows up hungry. No one. Okay, we can go straight into business. Let's throw this bonus biscuit at Muna. And as you can see, we have the Cresselia there. I have no Cresselia biscuits. I have one more master biscuit, so I am intending on using that to catch it. But first, let's pick up this Muna. There's 2 more bars. And it is friendship level 8. So after this, it'll be friendship level 9. And once you reach friendship level 10, every Pokemon afterwards will get a gold skill at the level 10 sub-skill slot, which can be good or bad. Good because if you get helping bonus or berry farming, those sub-skills are very good to have. I mean, helping bonus is good on everyone. I think some people are a bit more relaxed on what they get berry finding on. I like to have berry finding if I can on all of them, so if it's there, it's just a bonus. Alright, so we do see this Cresselia over here has no cookies fed to it. I have enough to buy 1 biscuit, okay? But as I mentioned before, my objective is to use this master biscuit. Before I attempt in doing that, I am going to use a Poke Biscuit by the very slim chance that I am lucky enough to get a critical capture. It's not going to get full after 1 cookie. If it doesn't work out, I'm just going to throw it a master biscuit. Let's see whether or not we get a mega hit. And we didn't. Alright, that was anticlimactic. We're just going to go straight ahead and give it a master biscuit. Going to bring it back with us. So that is the animation for the mega hit or critical capture. You might hear people use both those terms. So big hit when you see 3 hearts multiplied by 3 of whatever biscuit you're using. And then mega hit or critical capture when you see that huge heart and it fills up all the bars. I think I'm tempted on catching this, but I want to make sure I'm smart with my cookie consumption, because I'm still on a hunt for a better route. And also, if I can, I want to catch more Munas. So we are going to finish this snacking session and we are going to see what Cresselia number 4 looks like for us. So obviously we're going to pick this portrait so that everyone gets the cookies, or the candies, sorry. We got 101 Cresselia down from that. This one here, it's a 1-star sleep style. It gave us 32. Encountering a lot of Cresselias is good just because As you can see, you get a lot of down. I have not yet encountered Cresselia naturally. I've seen that some of you guys have encountered that. Let's see what our Muna looks like. Mixed ingredients. Skill level up, not really needed. Ingredient finder, I do not want that on a berry farmer. We got skill trigger S and skill level up M. Another skill level up. And finally we got ingredient finder. This is really wanting to be an ingredient finding Pokemon, but this is not what I need. So this is very, very bad. The hunt continues, but let's see Cresselia number 4. What are we going to get? Timid nature. Oh, I don't know if this is looking good. I don't remember what timid is, but my memory tells me it's not good. All right, so it's ginger and cacao. We've got inventory up, helping speed S, skill level up S, skill trigger, and then ingredient finding at the end. Yeah, it is a speed of help down nature, which is why I'm remembering that timid is bad. We do not want a speed of help down. EXP up is actually not bad on a legendary Pokemon just due to how rare it is for you to encounter. So you really stretch your candy when you have EXP up. It's not my ideal to have as an up nature, but it's something I like to have as a down nature because for me, by the time my Pokemon reaches level 100, that negative is no longer something that is a problem to me. So usually, yeah, that's the reason why out of all the negative natures, EXP down is usually my go-to. I'd rather that. So yeah, if you guys are new and you have trouble deciding whether or not it's a good Pokemon, don't worry. I think it probably took me like 5 to 6 months of playing until everything kind of clicked to me, because there's just so much information that's given to you in the game that there's just so much to wrap your head around, right? So I get it. All right, let's see what the global drowsy power is looking like. 484. Alright, let's see whether or not I got to rank 11. Oh, I did. Okay, so it looks like we're on track to getting rank 12 tomorrow, which is good. We got 80 downs for that. Really, really good. So the Good Sleep Day event won't be until later this week, which means I'm not able to pick up a Master Biscuit. So I'm not going to spend any down because between now and then anything can happen. Okay, let's say I get super lucky in my daily lotto and then I get a Master Biscuit. That will help me out so much. And then I'll purchase a Cresselia incense in order to encounter it, catch it with a Master Biscuit, and then I'm done. Alternatively, I could just wait until I have enough points to purchase an incense and 3 Cresselia biscuits and then attempt on catching Cresselia number 5. But yeah, that is the game plan after catching number 4. Let's swap out our team for our regular salad farming ingredients. So this is what I'm farming for right now. Still need leeks. Quaxquavel basically has a permanent spot on the team whenever I have salad or curry week. Before I had this Quaxquavel, or before the game even had Quaxquavel in it, people would be using either Dugtrio or Ditto to farm their leek. I use Ditto to farm my leek, but that Ditto wasn't really good because it had ingredient finding down, but at the time it was the best thing that I had. And between now and then I caught many Dittos, so I retired that Ditto, known as Ditto Dave, maybe a legacy channel mascot, but Ditto Dave retired. We now have Mimi, who is farming us oils, and I guess let's take a look at what Mimi looks like. You see, we got, it's not a triple oil. I like that it has tails at the end because I never use Slowpoke, so I don't think there's any chances for me of farming tails. If I get Mimi to level 60 and I'm farming for oil, then I do have the added bonus of farming tails as well because they are the highest point ingredient. So really good to boost up the dish strength. Now, there are better oil farmers out there. I just haven't gotten the opportunity to catch good ones. So this is what Mimi looks like. Subskills are whatever, but I was really desperate for oil, okay? And Mimi's doing a good job right now at collecting oils for me. I do like that I have skill level up S and skill trigger though, because it's really handy when they use their skill transform. It copies a main skill of one random Pokemon on your team, and the nice animation is that it also transforms into one. So as you guys know, legendary Pokemon, you cannot have 2 on your team, which means unless you're like hacking or something, you're not going to see 2 legendaries roaming around on your campsite. How cool would that be, right? But Liv on our Discord, they had a Ditto on their team with the Cresselia, and their Ditto transformed into the Cresselia. It looks like this. It's so cute because it looks like they're holding hands. And yeah, I mean, how else are you gonna see 2 Cresselias on the map, right? Yeah, so there's Mimi. This is what my Quaxquavel looks like. So Yves from Yves Saint Laurent, YSL. I mean, he's you know, bougie and flamboyant flamboyant. But this is my leek farmer. I have 2 double leeks. And look, I have ingredient finding S&M and it's still not farming leeks enough as I would like. It is a ingredient specialty. I decided to invest in it even without an ingredient finding up nature. I didn't really care that it had main skill chance down because I was just really desperate to farm leeks. If I were to catch one again, I would look for ingredient finder S&M, ingredient up nature, and I probably would not invest in one with main skill chance down because charge strength M is a really good skill. I think Eve just is slower in ingredient farming than others. There are Pokemon like that where some excel more than others in the same category. This is my Io. Io the Espeon, it is a skill-based Pokemon. The ingredients are milk and sausage, and this is the skills. We got helping speed M, makes it quicker to farm berries for me because as you can see at level 25, I do have berry finding S. So for Espeon and Umbreon, you would want berry finding on them, which is the reason why I have that here. Main skill chance up and skill trigger at the very end. This isn't perfect. Now, if skill trigger was bumped up a little earlier, it would be very good because it would trigger a lot more often than it does. But what I could say is even as it is right now, it triggers pretty often. So I'm very happy with the performance. And inventory up L and S, not really needed, but yeah, at the time I had this and I was like, okay, I'm gonna invest it in my Espeon. I probably have better EVs now that I can raise into an Espeon. Maybe one day I'll have 2 on the team roaming around, but I haven't felt the need to replace this one yet. So that's how it's going for me. Ingredient finding down, which I was okay with since it had berry farming. So when the game decides whether or not it's going to drop a berry or an ingredient, it is more likely to drop a berry. I still need to find a better mono ginger farmer. Keep in mind that Pupitar changes typing after it evolves. Before we didn't have this little information over here that tells you that, but the devs added that into the game, so it's a really nice reminder. But yeah, an ideal Tyranitar for me would be triple ginger and then berry finding somewhere over here. Even though it's an ingredient farming Pokemon, it is pretty strong, so berry finding on it would be very nice. And then this is my Gardevoir. Skill trigger S&M, I leveled it up to 50 to get that second skill trigger. It's not doing the best, honestly. I'm very disappointed by its performance. I still haven't caught a route that has skill trigger S&M and main skill up nature. So yeah, that's what it's looking like. I thought I would show you guys my Orion because this is another evolution that I spent quite a pretty penny on investing. As you know, I have a lot of EV candies there and I've held on to them because you have to be wise on what you want to raise because it takes up a lot of candies, and with so many evolutions, all those evolutions are competing for the same candy. So think really long and hard on which one you want to invest in. I don't think there is one right answer. If you want to invest in a Pokemon because it's your favorite, go ahead and do that. If you want to min-max, go ahead and do that as well. I mean, this game is meant to be played casually, but there are more sweaty aspects to it, which I think makes the game fun for all types of players. But going back to my Orion, this is what it's looking like. As you can see, it is a berry farmer because you see it says ×2 over there. It's a skill Pokemon, and this is what it's looking like. So we got helping bonus and berry finding, which is really, really great. I also have ingredient finding S. I was like, okay, I don't need that, but I'll keep it there. We got skill level up and skill trigger as well. So I wasn't too keen on finding like skill trigger S&M early on or having a main skill up nature because Orion procs a skill pretty often even without the added skill trigger or main skill chance up. And because it's energy recovery up, whenever it uses Moonlight, you see here it says it restores 16 energy to itself, but it actually restores 18 because of its nature, which is nice. So even if it doesn't trigger too often, every trigger will count the higher level that the skill is. And Moonlight is a very pretty skill. This is actually one of the first skills that they made quite special to a Pokemon in the sense that before it was Charge Strength S, and that was like, there's other Pokemon with Charge Strength S, right? And then they changed it to Moonlight, so you have like this pretty animation and the moon and everything like that. It heals not only to the user, but also sometimes it will pick one random Pokemon on the team and restore its energy as well. So yeah, I remember when this first happened, people were like, whoa, is there gonna be something special with Umbreon? But yeah, that was it. And then Ditto got its own skill facelift as well. Mr. Mime also has a skill copy, but it's just mimic, so it just copies a skill, whereas Ditto actually transforms. But I remember even before they made this change in the skill name for Ditto, it already did transform. But I think that was just setting precedence moving forward to having like skills that make that Pokemon a little bit more unique. So yeah, Umbreon and Ditto got a special treatment. But I hope that was interesting. Let's go into our sleep pass, pick up our sleep points, do the exchange. What are we gonna get? We are going to get, please be a master biscuit. I've only had that happen once. We got diamonds instead. Okay, I'll take that. I'm at 3.2k sleep points. I'm on track to redeeming a master biscuit by the time the first day of the Good Sleep Day event happens, because we're going to get 500 sleep points from day 1, 1000 on the second day, and then 500 again on the third day of the Good Sleep Day event. So yeah, the 500 on the first day will give me enough to redeem a master biscuit. So it seems like that is what it's going to look like for us in terms of game plan. And then that will be used to catch Cresselia number 5. I'm happy that 2 out of the 3 that I caught, not including the first one, at least 2 of them are better than our first catch. Let's see what kind of reward we got. My Snorlax slept a total of 6,388 times, so I got a reward for that. I got 25 diamonds. Also, for new players, I don't have any new dishes to show you this, but every time you make a new dish, remember to go to the notes and then dishes place, and you get diamonds for every dish that you've unlocked. Alright, research community time. Let's see what we get in terms of how much main we're going to get. We've got 7. And here is our iced latte of the day. A little bit of a darker roast, so the color looks like a mocha or something. Cheers. I decided to use soy milk because there's this brand of soy milk from Japan that I really like to drink. It's so hard to get in Canada, but when I was in Japan and I saw it, I was like, so when I went to Japan, I was super excited to see it because there are Japanese YouTubers that I really like to watch, like Sharla, for example. Sharla was one of my favorites. Canada Jin-san was one of them as well, but she's not really much of a Japanese YouTuber anymore. And also her beef with Carla, if you didn't know, she made like sock puppet accounts to bully her. Awful. So, you know, I don't support that type of behavior, so I stopped watching. I learned about that soy milk from Sharla, and I was like, damn, that looks really good. So when I went to Japan the first time, I finally saw it in the 7-Elevens. There were several flavors. I got the coffee one because I wanted to drink it in the morning, and it was my favorite thing. It is so good, and it was one of my favorite ways to start my morning. So moving here to Singapore, there's a lot of different brands that are easier to find here than it was for me to find in Canada. One being the soy milk. I was a little bit on a cow milk phase because I wanted the extra like protein and nutrients. But then yesterday when I was picking up my milk because I needed to restock, I was like, you know what? Let's do soy milk. Let's do soy milk. And the thing I appreciate about Singapore and just places in Asia, because I've seen this in Japan too, is that on their food stuff, it'll show the nutritional grade. So from D to A, what they grade it. So I got the unsweetened one because the sweetened one was a B grade, and I'm Asian, so I have to strive for A. So I got the A grade, which is the unsweetened one, which is not too bad because I do sweeten my coffees with honey anyways. All right, so I have a interesting fact I want to share with you guys. This came about because I was watching the Best Food Network on YouTube. I love watching those videos when I need something to just like run in the background. Also, I love seeing the culture of food and watching people enjoy food too. But there was this one episode, they were in China doing a hot pot segment, and they were eating parts of cow that you normally do not eat in North America. Like, I can definitely say with confidence I haven't had a North American dish that had tripe in it. And if ever I did, it was because it was from another culture's cuisine. I love tripe, by the way. When you eat dim sum and you order tripe, it's just so good. But they were talking about like intestines, tripes, and stuff like that, cow stomach, because that's what they were eating. And then they were showing the parts of the cow stomach in a little picture infographic, and there are several compartments. There's like 4 compartments, but the cow chews twice. And that totally unlocked a memory that I had buried so deep in my brain. You know those moments when you're in class and you're like, when am I ever gonna use this knowledge? This was one of those times where I'm using this knowledge because I'm sharing it with you guys right now, okay? So did you know that cows chew twice? The first time they chew, it's like a rough chew, and then it goes to their stomach and it kind of helps digest a little bit before the cow regurgitates it back up to its mouth. It's called a crud. And then it chews it again. Did you know that? Or did it also unlock a memory for you that you did not know? Because I remember learning this sometime in elementary school or high school. I forget which one it is, but I definitely learned it. And it made me feel like, wow, this is like, are you smarter than a 5th grader type moment, you know? But yeah, I totally remember that. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. I totally forgot about it. So is this new information to you guys? Let me know. Is this your first time learning this? Or did you also learn this way back when? and you just forgot because through the passage of time, you also told yourself, when am I ever going to need this information? You need it for moments like this when you're trying to entertain. Just kidding. I think it's just fun to know all these little like fun fact tidbits because it makes for good conversations when you happen to be talking about like cow stomach and stuff. So yeah, that memory came to me and I was like, I need to tell my viewers this because I mean, it's interesting to me, so I wanted to share it with you guys too. Alright, you know what? We're going to go through this together because this is really interesting. So you see, cows have a unique 4-compartment stomach: the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and the abomasum, to digest tough plant matter because, you know, they eat grass all day. If you're a human and you eat vegetables and leafy greens, you might notice that that is pretty tough sometimes. Like kale, that's pretty tough. So they chew their food twice. Once briefly when eating, and again later when regurgitating cud. Okay, it's cud. I said crud earlier. It's cud. When regurgitating cud for more thorough chewing. So this is the initial chew and swallow. Cows eat grass and other plant matter, chewing it minimally to swallow it quickly. The food then enters the first 2 compartments of the stomach, the rumen and the reticulum. So what happens in the rumen and the reticulum? The rumen is the largest compartment, acting as a fermentation vat where microbes break down plant fibers. The reticulum acts as a filter, sending smaller particles to the next compartments and returning larger ones to the rumen for further breakdown. I mean, just how neat is that? Step 3, regurgitating and chewing the cud. During resting, the cows regurgitate the cud, or soft feed wads, from the rumen and the reticulum. She chews the cud thoroughly, breaking it down further and resalivating it. Then, the re-chewed cud is then swallowed again. And then finally, the omasum and the abomasum, further digestion. The re-swallowed cud moves into the omasum, where water is absorbed. Finally, the food enters the abomasum, also known as the true stomach, where chemical digestion occurs similar to how it happens in other animals, like how it happens for us humans, right? We have gastric fluids in our stomach. The digested food then passes into the small intestine where nutrients are absorbed, and finally, undigested material moves into the large intestine where water is absorbed before being excreted as feces. And if you don't know, now you know. Very interesting stuff when it comes to cows. And imagine just the evolutionary process for it to decide in its body, hey, let's grow 4 stomachs. 2 is clearly not enough. 3 is not making it either, but let's grow 4 different compartments in our stomach that helps them digest and process grass. And oh my gosh, we saw this on Discord, but Jude, congrats on your shiny Wobbuffet. It's a she because it's wearing lipstick. So the male Wobbuffets have no lipstick, the female ones have lipstick. I love it even more because it's pink and it has lipstick. You know what? You guys might be like, why is she talking to us so intently about cows? You never know when you're in like trivia night or something and this information might ring a bell to you and you're like, oh my gosh, I remember you trope talking about this. And then you think long in your brain. But there's this other thought that I had. I was looking through music yesterday, just looking at old songs that remind and make me feel like summer. There's this song in particular. This always gives me summer vibes and I love listening to it in the summer. But while I was doing that, I was looking at the lyrics and it dawned on me that I never paid attention to what the lyrics were. And then it made me realize when I'm listening to music, I'm more so listening to the beat and the rhythm than I am listening to the lyrics. So that makes me want to ask you guys, when you guys are listening to music, are you more listening to the beat and rhythm like I do? Or are you more of a lyrical listener? I don't really pay attention to the lyrics until I'm, pulling up the lyrics on YouTube because I want to have like a karaoke session. And then that's when I learn about the lyrics and I'm like, wait, what? That's what they said during this part? Yeah, it's just crazy how your mind just like shuts off like that sometimes. We are in the spring season, but because I'm in Singapore, it always feels like summer. I do miss the change of seasons that I got to experience in Canada. We had 4 different seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And it is currently springtime. And I love that moment when the snow melts and you really start to smell the spring air. There's this uniqueness that I just can't describe, but it just feels like it feels clean, a little damp, maybe because of the morning dew, but that's just not something I get here. I just get humid and warm, so I do miss that. That was why when I went to Vietnam, I had so much fun because my family lives in the north of Vietnam, so it was pretty much like their winter. So I got to experience colder weather, and that was just a nice break from the hot weather here. But I do like the humidity only because it helps keep you young. Yeah, it helps keep me young. My skin thrives when there's moisture in the air. I think anyone's skin will thrive. Unless you're dealing with like really bad breakouts, sometimes the moisture can feel a little uncomfortable on your skin and your skin just feels like clogged and it might break out more. But I kind of slowly outgrew that. I still deal with pimples, but now that I'm getting older, my skin is experiencing dryness that I haven't experienced before because I was so oily. So the humidity here definitely helps keep the fine lines plump, okay? Because this might sound crazy to some people who haven't experienced it, but when I was in Canada, the moment winter came around, I looked ghastly and I looked gaunt because the lack of moisture in the air just dries me out so much that my marionette lines show much more and I just look like I aged 5 years. But because the air here has so much moisture in it, I don't experience that transepidermal water loss on my face, so nothing's like drying me out, and it's been very nice. So that pretty much does it for today's episode. We rambled a lot on random things, but I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my rambles. I hope you learned something new as well. Let me know how you listen to music. Do you listen to the beat or do you listen to the lyrics? And I'm hoping that you guys are making good progress on your Cresselia encounters and catches. I've seen you guys telling me how much you've been catching or what number you're on, so good job to you, good luck to you. And we are at rank 11, so tomorrow we are going to be rank 12, and it's going to be very exciting to see what rank 13 has in store for us and what that's going to look like. So I'm super excited about that. I do want to say, if you are not at rank 11 and you're maybe like at rank 7 or something, or even 8, fret not if you feel that you're behind. I saw another video from Brokenings and he mentioned that as long as you do your sleep tracking every day during this event, even if you don't feel like you're not performing as good as everyone else, just to the nature of the event drowsy power and you clocking in your sleep, you will be able to reach the event requirement in order to get Darkrai, so long as you've been doing your sleep throughout the duration of this event. I hope that quells some of your guys' concerns of whether or not you're going to make it. And if you want further explanations, definitely take a look at the video. I highly recommend it. And that about does it for today. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. We're not going to catch a Cresselia, so it's going to be pretty chill, but we will see what we get and we will catch up on more random stuff, maybe more fun facts if you guys enjoyed that. So take care, good luck, and have fun, everyone. Bye.